Are Cat Daddy about to change everything with Season 6? Well, some evidence says maybe. We're going to talk about a different Season 6 theories, the evidence behind them, and today, most importantly, we're going to speak about one that may just mean the big R word. The big button is going to get pressed. The reset may just happen. But not how you think it's going to happen, because most people hear the word reset and go, what's going on? But based on this other example, it may not happen the way you fear it's going to happen. Before we get started though, if you breathe oxygen, make sure, listen, I know you guys think it's cringe. I don't want to say it. I don't want to ask you guys to like the video unless you really like it. But unfortunately, if I don't tell you to like the video and you don't like the video, then it doesn't share the video on, and we're all sad because no one watches the videos. It doesn't get shared on to people, and we're all sad pandas. You, me, your family, your friends, the whole world is just a big group of sad pandas. And that means that the world will be overpopulated with pandas. And that's not a good thing. You know what? I need to get some help, seriously. If you like what you see, be a gent, be a lady, hit the like button. For me, please. Love you. Subscribe to the channel by pressing that big red button and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single thing. Because trust me, you're not going to want to. There's a lot of things coming up, and this is where I get excited and tell you about Season 6 and the potential changes that are coming. So, what we know so far, in fact we don't know much. Yeah, but we do have some proof that says things could start to get very interesting very, very soon. Now in the past, I've been criticised, and in fact I've been criticised when I talked about Season 6 for predicting end of tiers, new games, when tiers are seemingly just getting started apparently to some people. This, unfortunately, is due to the speed the game progresses, and this tier SummerSlam 19 is no different. The speed at which tiers progress actually links in with the hectic WWE schedule more than it does the people who play the game. If Cat Daddy really wanted people not to progress at the speed at which they progressed in, they could easily put things in place to extend a tier's life. Plus, you've got to take into consideration a lot of time with WWE games, they have to capitalize on the popularity of certain events. It has to be based around what people find interesting at that time, and trends come and go. So the game has to follow those trends, like any game does. The problem with that, unfortunately, is that Season 5 hasn't really hit all cylinders. It's nowhere near as bad, in my opinion, as Season 4. But there certainly seems the need to do something different. They've introduced new events this time. They've made big changes to the game. But I don't think the changes have been quite enough. And it's really refreshing to think to myself that Season 6 is coming along. So, why are we talking about Season 6? Because there's similarities between SummerSlam 19 tier and WrestleMania 35 and Cataclysm tiers, which were all over within 8 to 9 weeks of their release, which is very, very quickly. And unfortunately, there are worrying trends that this is exactly the same as SummerSlam 19's tier, and the reasons include the Clash of Champions event, which was just overpowered as hell. I mean, even the last one I got myself a Pro-Wilder Velveteen Dream event, which is still ongoing. People getting the Velveteen Dream left, right, and center. People getting the early fusions, which came out at the beginning of the month, which has made a big, big difference. Some are on their third, fourth, or if you've really been speeding up, God knows how many fusions with the Fusion Fridays. Double rewards, double battle points, league points. The only thing that hasn't really happened is throwbacks and Hall of Fames haven't come out, and usually it would be about this time anyway that they would come out, 4 weeks before potentially something was about to happen. Now, a lot of my viewers and other players in the community have actually already said that they've got massive tier boosts. Some have gone from Cataclysm up to SummerSlam 19 very quickly. Some have even gone, I believe one went from Shattered to Cataclysm plus just off the back of the Clash of Champions fusions alone. So that's just an example of how much has changed over the last 3 to 4 weeks. Now, it's likely this has actually been designed specifically, as it has been done in the past, for the purpose with the upcoming change of season wanted to get people up the tiers, and it's becoming incredibly hard to see, based on this rapid progression, that Cat Daddy would continue Season 5 through October without it becoming worryingly stale. And quite frankly, unexciting for all but a very small part of the player base, something which, given the new game is about to come out, they probably don't want to happen. Because getting those people back is going to be pretty difficult. But could there be another reason for the speed and progression that this tier is going through? And could Cat Daddy be ready to press the big red button? Well, there are 3 possibilities that they could go down. I mean, of course, they could go down other possibilities, but these seem the most likely. They could, of course, just release a brand new season as normal, maybe do something with the stats, or put a couple of changes in the game as you would expect in November, and the game gets worryingly stale over October to November. They could, of course, release a brand new game in October, which would take away the staleness, but it would be rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again. In fact, actually thinking about this is 4. They could reset the game and do exactly what I did with Season 2, which would probably annoy a lot of players. Or they could do what they've done with another one of their games, where do everything that you would usually have as a reset without actually calling it a reset, and it keeps all the players happy. Stay with me. This is where we talk about the NBA game that Cat Daddy make. No, you're probably thinking to yourself, my NBA. No, as far as I'm aware and what's available information-wise on the internet, Cat Daddy no longer have any dealings with my NBA. In fairness, not that my NBA has actually changed over the last 3 or 4 years, but that's a completely different matter. NBA 2K Mobile, or Mobile, if you're in the UK and you spell correctly, sorry, Americans, I love you, but seriously, it doesn't say mobile, it says mobile. Anyway, this is the 2nd season, it's just started, and the foretelling of the events beforehand is very similar to what is going on with SuperCard right now. But the devil's in the details, so I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that's happened. NBA 2K Mobile is a game which is effectively a port of the 2K19, 2K20 games. The graphics are really good. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the energy, and maybe I would be a fan now because apparently they've changed a few things in the game, but there is a lot of ideas that are in that game which would work amazingly on SuperCard. For a start, it works on a sideways view instead of an upright route, and the draft board, I can give you an example, the draft board has a reset counter on it, so you're always aware of how long it is going to be before you get your free tier pull. Now, with most sports games, they do reset every single year. Even WWE 2K resets every single year. You buy a new game and you get new superstars of it. That's how it usually works. SuperCard being the rare exception. On July 9th, it was announced that NBA 2K Mobile would be having its 2nd season, but that it would work very differently to Season 1, and as a result, it would effectively start from scratch. Similar to how Season 1 and Season 2 worked, but there's a bit of a big difference. First of all, they set up achievements, which you can see on the screen right now. If those are completed, these gave you crowns and endorsements in the game. Crowns would allow you to start with packs that included new Season 2 cards at the launch of Season 2, and endorsements gave you up to a maximum of 13 cards up to a certain tier. I believe it was Ruby tier, which I don't know how high up that is in NBA 2K Mobile 2020. On September the 5th, the 2nd season of NBA 2K Mobile launched, and all Season 1 cards could be then used as mentors, which would give boosts to your Season 2 cards. Along with that, 10% of any coin purchases made from a certain time period were carried over to the new season. So could this happen with SuperCard? Well, based on the current timing of recent events and looking at what happened with NBA 2K Mobile, yeah, there is a possibility this could be happening. Give players the chance to obtain special cards and achievements, something similar to how that works, but maybe with a little bit of a twist, and a chance to obtain cards that would carry over to a new season as boosts, like these mentors, maybe have managers or something separate. The difference is you would be able to keep all of your cards. That's how it works with NBA 2K Mobile. You won't be able to use these in anything but maybe Wild or something, just like I did with, again, Season 3. But all of the existing cards would remain in your card catalog, as well as the images you've gained during your time in SuperCard. Just can't be used in-game. First, which is Tuesday, in 2 weeks' time, the Velveteen Dream event ends, and I would be very surprised if something either doesn't replace that or something like this does come up. Even maybe we start to get Season 6 details from that point forward. And if they were to announce it in the right time span, October could be used as preparation time. Similar challenges set for certain upgrades and boosts for the new system so that existing players don't get shafted, which obviously is the most important thing. Cat Daddy have said in various interviews that they will not be pressing the reset button on the game in the future. That doesn't necessarily stop them from doing something like this to renovate and to breathe new life into the gameplay. And let's be honest, the game does kind of need something to give it an adrenaline boost. At some point there needs to be something that changes the current system. Whatever Cat Daddy do, it is absolutely essential that all existing images as much as possible are kept, regardless of what they do with a brand new season, so that people can still access their cards and still change the images across from Season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over to whatever they decide to do with Season 6. That's a must. Also need league points, battle points, credits, should all transfer across with the brand new game. Which is what happens anyway when they do a new season and has done since Season 3. I also think that unlike NBA, there still needs to be the ability to use your cards in some aspect. Even if it is just a stat boost, I think something like Wild in Season 3 would have been much more welcome in Season 2, but that's just my opinion. In my next video, however, I am going to be speaking about Season 6 and what needs to be changed, added and removed to make the game special. Till next time though, I've been SuperZombGBBQ. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Smash that like button as hard as you possibly can if you breathe oxygen, because I have to say it. Subscribe and turn your notifications on whilst you are there. I will see you in the next one. One last thing, and that is to... Zombie!